Hello everyone and welcome to another one of my build guide videos. Today I am showing my face tanking Impale Cyclone Champion. We're going to start off with the gear here, and the first thing that I'm going to show you is my armor. Now, the main thing that you want here is socketed attacks have minus 15 total mana cost. This makes it so our Cyclone costs no mana and we can just Cyclone for free without having to either have any regen or any form of mana leech in our skill tree or anywhere on our gear, and we can therefore do no mana regen or no regen maps at all. We can do no leech maps, but no leech maps really screw us over on the life leech that we do as well. So if you want to do no leech maps, make sure to have life flasks as well in order to keep your HP up at all. The second piece that I have here is the Abyssus Azimuth Burgonet. Now, a lot of people might wonder hey, why are you playing that? Your increased physical damage taken is massive from that. It's so bad defensively. Yeah, it is really bad defensively, but we have so much other defensive aspects of this build that this head is just so much damage. 40 to 60 physical damage to attacks, and melee critical strike multiplier is huge. So I still opt in to use this helmet. Now what you want here is 40% increased physical damage taken. You want this number to be as low as possible. Preferably 40%, which is the lowest, in order to take as less increased physical damage taken as possible. Then I have just a standard rare amulet here, life, resists. I even have some physical damage to attacks to add some more damage. You can also look for global crit multiplier here if you can. For the ring, I went for a curse on hit, level 8 Assassin's Mark. The reason why I did this is because I have no curse on hit in my setup, and I really want that Assassin's Mark curse for some extra damage as well. And then I have resists, life, and even some flat physical damage to attacks, and it's on a diamond ring, so it increases our crit chance a little bit. You don't need this. It's only if you want the Assassin's Mark or any form of curse that you need this. Otherwise, you should get another one of these. Steel ring with physical damage to attacks. I even have some global crit multiplier to add some more damage, life, and then resists. Physical damage to attacks, attack speed, and crit multiplier is what you're looking for a ring. Preferably steel ring, since they have the implicit physical damage to attacks as well, is great for DPS. Spike gloves is my choice. I even have attack speed, life, resist, and I was lucky enough to find a pair of gloves that even have an open prefix so I could craft physical damage to attacks. These gloves gives me incredible amount of damage. Attack speed, the physical damage to attacks, along with them being spike gloves, which gives the melee damage implicit, is insane. Stygian Vice, I self-crafted this. I was spamming Essences to get intelligence on it. I was lucky enough to get strength and life on it as well. Fire res, and then some an open prefix for some extra damage as well. Or is this suffix perhaps? No, yeah, it's a prefix. Then boots, life, resist, movement speed, nothing special. I also anointed Claws of the Hawk, which is this node here, which gives us incredible amount of DPS. Crit chance, crit multi, and it gives blind enemies on critical strike as well, which gives us another defensive layer. Now, the main thing about this build is the Bloodseeker Hellion's Paw. This is what makes this build being able to face tank everything. Life leech from hits with this weapon is instant. So when we are attacking something, we have instant life leech. As long as you cannot get one shot, you will always have full HP. If I have 6000 HP, I take a 5000 HP hit. I guarantee you, I will go from 1000 to 6000 HP in less than a second from this instant leech. It is insane. And then my second choice of weapon is another rare claw with just high amounts of physical DPS. I have high physical damage percentage, flat fist, attack speed, quality, global crit as well. This is extremely good for our build. It gives a lot of damage, and that's what we're looking for in our main hand claw. I went with a rare one here. Cost me a couple of exalts, but it's really, really strong. Then flasks, anti-bleed, whatever, sulfur flask damage. You can go with whatever you want here. The main things that you need is a Lion's Roar because of damage, and a Diamond Flask because of damage. Then I just have an anti-freeze Quicksilver as well, just to run quick and have that anti-freeze. And for jewels in the skill tree, I have decided to go with any form of attack speed, crit chance, crit multi, life, and on this one some resist as well. You see here again, crit multi, crit chance, life. Where's my other one? Attack speed, crit chance, life, attack speed again. And then I also went for a Watcher's Eye jewel that has the increased physical attack damage while using Pride. Because I am using Pride in my RS, and that one gives us an incredible amount of damage. Now, for my gems, we obviously have Cyclone, Impale support, Fortify support, Infused Channeling, Brutality, and then melee physical damage is what you can use here. I'm using Awaken because it gives a little bit more damage, but you can go with the normal melee physical damage here and you're going to have a lot of damage. You could also go for an Awakened Brutality if you want and such things, but seriously, the damage is fine without these things, and that's why I haven't really bothered to get a Brutality here. Then my first aura setup is Enlighten level 3 because we need to reduce the mana reservation from auras as much as possible because we're using a lot of auras. Enlighten 3, Maim, along with Flesh and Stone, because these two together have synergy, and Maim increases the damage that you get from having Flesh and Stone. Then I have Pride. Then another Enlighten support, Blood and Sand, Precision, and Dread Banner. Dread Banner increases the effect of our Impale. Blood and Sand and Flesh and Stone in Blood Stance gives us a lot of single target damage that I use for bosses. You can also opt in to go for a Sand Stance when you're mapping, and then Blood Stance for killing bosses. And then in my helmet I have a 4-link with some extra single target damage and help with culling, Ancestral Protector, Culling Strike, Melee Physical, and Brutality. Then I have a cost when damage taken with Molten Shell and cost when damage taken, and then a Blood Rage that I self-cast, which is not a part of the cost when damage taken, because I want to be able to self-cast my Blood Rage instead. And then last but not least, Blood Magic, Faster Attacks, and Whirling Blades. To be able to Whirling Blades around super easy, and Blood Magic makes it so it doesn't cost any mana, so we can spam Whirling Blades as much as we want. Now, the reason why I play Champion is because of two different things. It has so many good defensive layers, and it has so many good offensive layers. First of all, let's take a look at this. Infused Channeling support makes it so we take less damage when we hit mobs as well. This gives us another defensive layer. And then Fortify support works great with having Unstoppable Hero. So when we have Fortify, we gain more attack speed, armor, evasion, attack damage, and we cannot be stunned either. So Infused Channeling and Fortify gives us defensive layers and offensive layers on both sides, which is great. I don't have any accuracy in this build because we actually don't need accuracy when you play Champion. 10% chance to taunt on hit, and then we have reduced damage taken, we regen life, which is another defensive layer, along with all the life leech that we do. And then enemies taunted by you deal 10% less damage with hits and ailments against other targets. So enemies deal less damage as well. And then here's the big one. Enemies taunted by you cannot evade attacks. So we don't need accuracy because we have War the Foe, we don't have to care about that. And then last but not least, we're using Master of Metal. 2 additional Impale stacks. When we impale an enemy, we gain more armor once again, and we gain more physical damage as well. And this is a huge offensive node here, which is why I went with this. And then we have, you know, Swift Skewering, not Forceful Skewering, because it's actually not needed and not even that big of a DPS, but we are using Swift Skewering and the Dread Banner. Our impale chance is 100% with Cyclone, as you can see here, and our Impale does a lot of damage. And this build overall gives us so much evasion and armor, along with all the reduced damage taken, that we can face tank basically everything, super easy. Then on top of that, we have Rampart, which also gives us increased effect of Fortify and all those things, so we are really tanky with this build, along with all the armor and everything that we have, all the armor and evasion nodes in our skill tree as well. It works absolutely incredible against everything in the game. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to go follow my Twitch on twitch.tv/burgerbrush, where I stream daily and I showcase all my builds there and I play them as well. So thank you very much once again. I'll see you around, and remember, subscribe on YouTube as well.